What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to another gun guide. This is a series where I go into great detail with all of the stats as well as some excellent attachment combinations for every gun in Black Ops 6. And in today's episode, we're going to be moving on to the CR-56 AMAX. And starting it off as always, let's get into our damage profile, and with this gun, it's going to be a 4 to 5 shot kill to the body. And when it comes to headshots, without the CHF barrel, it's going to take you 2 headshots mixed in with body shots at any range in order to reduce the number of shots to kill. Now, when it comes to the CHF barrel, this now cuts it down to just 1 headshot mixed in with body shots, at least in the maximum damage range, so we can now get a 3-shot kill by landing just 1 headshot mixed in. So the CHF barrel can be very helpful if you're going for headshots. As for our rate of fire, this is 632 rounds per minute, which is pretty similar to the Krig C in this game, and this gives us a time to kill potential of 285 milliseconds for a 4-shot kill, and that is a great time to kill for an assault rifle in this game, especially when we factor in range, but we'll have a look at that in just a little bit. Before we do that, I want to point out, if you do manage to get a 3-shot kill by landing 2 headshots without the CHF barrel or 1 with the CHF barrel, that cuts it down to a 190 millisecond time to kill, which is insanely fast in this game. Or we could use rapid fire to bump our rate of fire up to 690 rounds per minute for a 261 millisecond time to kill. Now let's take a look at that range, and as we can see here, our 4-shot kill potential to the body extends out to 48 meters, which is excellent. And compared to the Krig C, which has a very comparable time to kill, that only has a 4-shot kill range at about 42 meters. Now, the downside here is our bullet velocity. It is the slowest in the assault rifle category at 650 meters per second. And that means our hit scan range is only 32.5 meters. That's not very good for an assault rifle. And that is going to be more of the limiting factor with this gun rather than the range value itself. So we could use the gain twist barrel to bump that up by 45%, and that now gives us a hit scan range that almost matches our 4-shot kill range. Or we could use the long barrel to increase our range value by 45%, but I find that to be overkill and suboptimal. So we also have the reinforced barrel, which gives us a 25% boost to both our range and our bullet velocity. As for rapid fire, we only see a 7% reduction to our velocity and range, which really isn't that bad considering the time to kill benefits, so definitely a very solid option with this. And now let's have a look at hardcore game modes, and with this gun, it will be a 1-shot kill at all ranges anywhere in the body as long as you're not shooting through something. Now, moving on, let's have a look at our Hipfire, which is pretty standard for an assault rifle, nothing really out of the ordinary or worth mentioning here. And then let's get into Recoil. And in this case, the CR-56 is pretty accurate and easy to control. It's definitely not a really difficult recoil plot by any means. It kicks basically straight upward with maybe a little bit of side-to-side bounce, some random deviation mixed in there as well, and a bit of a jump with that 1-shot recoil, but nothing too crazy there. So overall, recoil shouldn't be a huge problem for you unless you're really stretching out your ranges. There are definitely more accurate assault rifles out there compared to this if you really want to stretch out your range, but the majority of gunfights you should find yourself in, this is more than accurate enough. Now, if you go with the CHF barrel, this does add quite a bit of recoil to this gun, and while it is nice to only need 1 headshot up close mixed in with body shots, I really don't like how bad your recoil gets with that, so I actually don't use a CHF barrel at all, at least with the base gun. Whereas with rapid fire, we do also see an increase to our recoil, but it's much more manageable than with the CHF barrel, especially with the side-to-side bounce. There's not nearly as much of that, so it's a lot more predictable and controllable, and I'd say rapid fire is a very reasonable attachment for this. Next, let's get into our handling stats, and our aim down sight time is a bit on the slow side for an assault rifle at 280 milliseconds, whereas our sprint to fire time is pretty much just average for an assault rifle. And it's a similar story with our slide to fire and dive to fire times. These are just standard for an assault rifle in this game at 370 milliseconds and 450 milliseconds respectively. Now after that, let's have a look at our reload add time, which is a bit on the slower side for an assault rifle at 1.7 seconds. However, we could use the flip mag, which cuts our capacity down to 25 rounds, but gives us a significantly faster reload. Or we could go with Extended Mag 1 at 45 rounds or Extended Mag 2 at 60 rounds, but both of these will be increasing our reload time. And then finally, for the base stats of this gun, let's have a look at our movement speeds. And across the board, we're pretty much average, maybe a little bit below average when it comes to our base movement speed and aim walking speed, but nothing too out of the ordinary here for an assault rifle. And that wraps it up for all of the base stats of the regular full auto version of the CR-56 AMAX. However, you might notice in the magazine attachment section, just like with the original AMAX, we've got the M67 10-round mags, which converts this into semi-auto. It drastically increases our damage and totally changes how the gun works. So I wanted to go through the stats of this really quickly, not like the full gun guide or anything. I'm going to compress things when it comes to this. And as you can see with damage, this is now going to be a 2 to 4 shot kill to the body. And we get a massive headshot damage multiplier at 1.9, which isn't enough to make it a 1-shot kill to the head unless you use the CHF barrel, in which case you can actually get a 1-shot headshot within the maximum damage range or your regular 2-shot kill potential. This also cuts our rate of fire cap down to 316 rounds per minute, and again, this is in semi-auto, or with rapid fire, it's 333 rounds per minute. And what this means is our standard time to kill is 190 milliseconds with a 2-shot kill, which is ridiculously fast, especially for body shots in this game. There's not much that will compete reliably with that, so very impressive there, but it does increase pretty quickly as you increase the number of shots to kill. As for our ranges with this, that crazy 2-shot kill potential is about 18 meters, which is not bad. If you can keep yourself within that range, you're going to be dominating even SMGs at that range with just body shots, or you can get the 1-shot headshot with the CHF barrel within that range. And then our 3-shot kill range to the body will extend out to 53.3 meters, which is quite impressive for a 3-shot kill. However, a 380 millisecond time to kill isn't going to be very competitive compared to the full auto assault rifles in this game. It is also worth noting, when you use this 10-round mag, it massively increases our bullet velocity up to 1,000 meters per second, which gives us a hit scan range at 50 meters, which is very impressive. As for recoil, unsurprisingly, this is also significantly more accurate than the full auto version of the gun. And even adding the CHF barrel doesn't add a ton of recoil aside from that first shot jump, but then you can just combine that with a compensator or ported compensator for the best results. And the last couple changes to mention here with this magazine is our aim down sight time is improved to 252 milliseconds, which is nice to see. And our reload time is very, very fast with this at 1.33 seconds. So with this gun, you're basically getting 2-in-1. The 10-round mag is a very viable option. You can definitely dominate in those close quarters engagements with that 2-shot kill or 1 shot to the head with the CHF barrel. And it's a fun way to use the gun, although it's not nearly as versatile as just using this in full auto. And with all of that out of the way, let's now get into some excellent attachment combinations with the AMAX. And the first one I've got for you guys is my balanced stealth build. With this one, we have the suppressor to stay off the radar, the gain twist barrel to give us a massive boost to our bullet velocity, and then our hit scan range is roughly equal to our 4-shot kill potential. We have the 45-round magazine on this, the ergonomic grip to help with ADS speed, sprint to fire time, and dive to fire time, and then finally the infiltrator stock so we can strafe faster in gunfights. And with this gun really excels at like close to medium ranges. It's not going to be the most accurate out there. I don't have any attachments here to improve our recoil at all, but it's still manageable as long as you're not stretching out too far. Now, if you want to get a lot more accurate, this is where my Gunfighter build comes in, and with this, we're using the Kepler Microflex Optic, the compensator, the gain twist barrel, the Ranger foregrip, extended mag 1, the ergonomic grip, infiltrator stock, and then finally, rapid fire. And even though rapid fire hurts our recoil, the compensator combined with the Ranger foregrip more than makes up for this. We actually get quite an accurate version of this gun. It's actually more controllable than the base recoil with this gun. So you can stretch your ranges out a little bit with that. We've also got that faster time to kill due to rapid fire, solid handling stats, great sprint speeds, and just an excellent all-arounder. If you're looking to absolutely dominate and you don't mind using the Gunfighter wildcard, give this one a shot. I think you'll be very impressed. Now, if you do want some of the similar effects to that, but you don't want to use Gunfighter, this is where my aggression build comes in. So with this, we once again have the suppressor, so we're staying off the radar, the Ranger foregrip to sprint faster and have some horizontal recoil control, the CQB grip combined with the Strelic laser, which gives us an amazing sprint out time, while also getting almost full accuracy the moment we start aiming down sight, so you don't have to worry about the full aim down sight time in most situations. And then we once again have rapid fire on this, so we get that really quick 261 millisecond time to kill. And this is excellent if you're really managing your ranges. You definitely don't want to be stretching beyond like mid-range with this one, and generally want to keep yourself in close quarters engagements. And if you do so, you should find a ton of success with this. Now, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging for those looking for a semi-auto build, so with this one, this is my headshot build using the 10-round mags in semi-auto. And with this, we have the Kepler Microflex, the compensator, the CHF barrel, meaning we can get a 1-shot kill to the head in that maximum damage range, and then finally rapid fire. And with this, you can either go for an insanely fast 2-tap at just 180 milliseconds within that 16.5 meters of the maximum damage range, or just 1-tap them to the head. It's insanely powerful in those ranges. And that's generally where you want to try to keep yourself with this particular build. Alternatively, if you drop the CHF barrel and go with long barrel instead, that just nicely increases your 2-shot kill potential to the body. You can just focus on getting those 2-taps because you're still going to be beating just about anything out there. You don't need a 1-shot headshot with this. And with that, that's going to wrap it up today's gun guide on the AMAX. As for my thoughts on this gun, it's really solid, super good all around, really good at like close to mid-range especially. That's where it excels, and that's where you're generally going to find your gunfights in 6v6 multiplayer. So I really do like it. It's very easy to use compared to some of the other 4-shot kill assault rifles, like the AK-74 for instance. I do find this to be a bit easier to handle, a little bit more accurate. But of course, those are just my opinions, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about this gun in those comments down below. Also, if you guys have missed any of the previous gun guides, including the Kilo 141, I will leave a link to the playlist in the description of this video. If you enjoyed this one, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.